Because New York City's Mayor de Blasio has just said he is imposing a COVID vaccine mandate on private sector employees. That's a big change. Let's go live on 1010 Wins Newsline to Andrew Lieb, an employment attorney at Lieb at Law PC. We thank you for being here. Andrew, how might this work? Would your company be able to fire you if you didn't get the vaccine, if you work for a private employer?
Bridget, it's my guess that that's exactly what's going to happen. And not only would they be able to, they'd be forced to. We don't know much about this yet, though, Bridget, I have to point out, because while we hear de Blasio go on Morning Joe and he spouts this out, he also said the health commissioner, is going to put out this rule, and it's not out yet. So we're just throwing darts against the wall right now, guessing what's going to happen.
Right. Yeah. He says maybe the 15th they'll have more specific information. As far as privacy goes, in a general sense, is your boss even allowed to ask you if you're vaccinated for something?
We actually know that answer because OSHA's been putting out guidance on this for a while now. And we've been getting a lot of guidance that your boss not only can, but they are doing it. Private employers can require vaccination status, setting aside what de Blasio does, setting aside what Biden does. Any private employer, as we know in New York City, can electively already make a vaccine mandate and have requirements to know vaccination status. But they better have a solid policy, and they better apply it non-discriminatorily to everyone equally.
Right. Do you suspect that any employer, a private employer who says, okay, we have a vaccine mandate now, that they might have to offer a testing option?
I don't suspect that because I don't know what de Blasio is going to do. He did indicate there would be no testing option. That being said, I don't want to use the word option. Why? Because there's people that have medical conditions like a disability or sincerely held religious beliefs, and they may receive a testing option as an accommodation. As we know, whenever you have an employment mandate, there has to be exceptions for the disabled and people with sincerely held religious beliefs, and that's on a case-by-case basis, which may include that testing option.
Bottom line, if this does lead to a court fight, do you think the courts will side with Mayor de Blasio and the mandate, or people who say, I just don't want to get that shot?
Well, Bridget, you could bet your bippy it's going to lead to a court fight. Let's start off with that. We know, though, that the Second Circuit has already been hearing de Blasio forcing the teachers to get vaccinated, and what's been happening. So far, de Blasio is really becoming ahead. Now, we think that they're going to force this, but here's the key, Bridget. Since 1905, the U.S. Supreme Court, in a case called Jacobson v. Massachusetts, has said that we can have vaccine mandates. So the issue isn't whether we can have vaccine mandates. The issue is going to be whether the health commissioner is going to be empowered to be the person that issues it, as opposed to the city council, the state, or otherwise.
Andrew Lieb, I wasn't aware of the year of that precedent, but I am old enough to remember your Bippy reference. We thank you for that, and I thank you for your keen insight to this. And as we say, we're still waiting for more details. We thank you for coming on Newsline to talk to us about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.